say that's a yeah, that's a one.
Attention. Love attention. First and foremost, thank you all very much for coming out and supporting charity, live theater, and the hard work of our wonderful director Jen and the cast and crew of this show. I will know that you are all great supporters of the arts, so usually this is where somebody says about turning your cell phones off and stuff. I'm not even going to mention that because I know you know that already. So we won't talk about turning off your cell phones or stuff like that. We'll just skip that part and go to, this show will run in its entirety. The length of the play is about an hour and 15 minutes. After that, there will be a short presentation to the two charities that we are giving to. You have the option to stay and watch, take pictures, but there will be an intermission at that point, 10 minutes, after which please come back because there's another 30 minutes or more of conjurers, dance, music, and other assorted entertainment. So it's not just the play, intermission, and there's more. So you get a really good bang for your buck. So speaking of bang for your buck, there's a donation box outside. Again, all for charity, nobody gets paid. So if you feel you like the show, please open your hearts with your wallets and put a little bit more in the box. Apart from that, look at your program. It will tell you what's coming up after the show. And please, if you like this show, tomorrow's our last chance. Any of your friends that haven't seen it, tell them. And if you liked it, tell them to come and see it. If you didn't like it, just shut up, okay? So enjoy the show, and here we go, 2 minutes.
both. I hope you're hungry.
They're starving.
I've been fasting all day.
Well, dinner's this way, and Tom will join us shortly.
Is Petra joining us tonight?
Well, I certainly hope so. Please, make yourself at home.
Thank you, Mrs. Stockmann.
Oh, don't go away, Daddy.
No more, no more. You're as heavy as an elephant. You'll kill me.
Captain Horster, so nice to see you.
Good evening, gentlemen.
One more for dinner?
Hey, go wash for dinner. Hands and ears, you hear. And show Captain Horster to the dining.
Catherine, was there any mail?
No. Tom, what could possibly be in this mail?
You'll see. Come to dinner.
I'll just wait for Petra. I'll be through in a moment. Father, how long have you been there?
Long enough.
Will you stay for dinner?
Eating don't get you anywhere, girl. I'm going home directly. I've got business to tend to.
You're going home to sit alone in your room and you know it. We have friends for dinner, good company, stay.
No, can't. Lots of business to take care of. The only reason I come is that Butcher told me you bought a roast today.
I don't know why you don't move in with us. I often wonder if you're eating properly.
I'm eating well.
Take an apple.
Oh, no, no.
You should always have some fruit. Peter!
Good evening, Catherine. Is my brother home?
How are you, Peter?
And how are you tonight, Mr. Keel?
Your Honor.
Oh, you mustn't mind him. He's getting terribly old. Will you join us for dinner?
Oh, I don't take food in the evening. Just tea and toast. It's healthier. It's more economical.
Will you make it sound as though Tom and I are throwing money out the window?
Not you, Catherine. Is he home? It is my regular appointment, you know.
I know. I'll get him for you.
Who are your guests?
Captain Horster, Mr. Hofstad, and Mr. Billick.
For business, no doubt.
Well, partly. Tom's written a new article about the Kirsten Resort for Mr. Hofstad's paper. Tom! Tom!
Are you staying for dinner?
I can't spare the time.
At least have a hot toddy, something to keep the cold out.
I'd rather not. I don't have all evening, you know.
All right, Peter. I'll have a look at you.
Thank you.
Catherine, are you sure there wasn't any mail?
No, I think Petra's going to be a while.
How do you feel?
Oh, just a little upset stomach.
Stay and have dinner with us. It'll be good for you.
I don't enjoy large parties.
It's not a party. Just friends and dinner.
I don't think I could swallow all that food and drink. Not at this late hour.
There's nothing like watching young people eat. Gives them the strength to stir up the future.
Is that so? And what is there to stir up?
There's always time for idiots to move over.
I don't think I've been called that before.
When you live up north like I did for 5 years, cut yourself off, see nobody, then come back here, well, it's like you've been brought back to life.
Here?
I know it's a small town, but it's the whole world to me. Something to work for, something to fight for, something to improve. And your lungs, any congestion?
No.
Well, I'm living like a prince now. I can buy things, make a home. Something you learn to value after a starvation diet.
But when did you ever starve?
My time's in the north, when I didn't have enough to eat. Catherine says I'm earning almost as much as we're spending.
You are improving.
Why shouldn't I give myself the pleasure of surrounding myself with bright young people like Billy and Hofstad?
Yes. I hear they're printing another of your articles about the resort.
Maybe.
Excellent news. The more people that know about it, the better.
Under normal circumstances, I'd agree with you.
That sounds mysterious. Is there something wrong? Is there something you're not telling me? Oh, Thomas, I do wish you'd remember. I am the chairman of the board of the resort, as well as the mayor of this town. Anything concerning Kirsten Resort should be treated in a businesslike manner. Can't allow anyone to go behind my back in a roundabout way. As medical officer of the resort, you should know that. Thomas, you have an ingrained tendency to go your own way. And it simply cannot go on in a well-organized society. The individual must subordinate himself to the overall, or, more accurately, to those in charge of the general welfare. Now I've said it, how am I?
Chew on one of these pills every time you have a cramp. If you're not joining us for dinner, I'll see you soon then.
Everything all right?
Yes, nothing serious.
My God, after a meal like that, I feel like a new man.
Peter, I think you know everybody.
Billing, Mr. Hofstad.
There.
I hear my brother's become quite a prolific contributor to the People's Daily Liberator.
Oh, People's Daily Messenger, sir.
The doctor, from time to time, will honor us whenever he needs to get something off his chest.
And his latest article, it's about the resort.
It's something he wrote last winter. We thought it would be best for you if we published it now before the season begins.
Good thinking, Mr. Hofstad.
Thank you.
Everything is shooting ahead. Money's changing hands by the hour. Property prices increasing every day. Business is humming.
No more unemployment.
Right. You give us one really good summer and, why, the well-to-do won't be the only ones paying taxes in this town. We could have a resort to rival Carlsbad, one of the finest in Europe.
Reservations are already coming in.
Every day.
And Tom's always full of new ideas for the resort.
He ought to be, Dien. He gets paid a salary for it.
It's more than that. He created the idea for the resort.
I've been hearing that lately. Well, I did think I played a certain modest part in proceedings.
Tom's always saying that.
I was only trying to say that the original idea...
My good brother has no shortage of ideas. All kinds of ideas. It takes a different kind of man to put those ideas into action. And I did think at least the people in this house would understand that.
Peter, we didn't...
No matter. No matter. Gentlemen, I have work to do. Good night. Why is it people without background could never learn tact?
Well, you mustn't upset yourself, Peter. I don't understand why you and Tom can't share the honour.
Because certain men are never happy to share.
That's nonsense. You and Tom always get along beautifully.
You know, marrying you was the smartest thing my brother's ever done. Good night.
Good night. And what did you do to him now?
I didn't do anything. But I'm not going to report every move I make.
Well, why would he want you to do that?
Are you sure there wasn't any mail?
Yes, do you think I'm hiding it?
The mayor didn't seem very happy tonight.
It's his stomach. He has chronic dyspepsia. Indigestion to you.
Well, I think having Billings and I over for dinner didn't help.
No. Peter is, well, Peter's a lonely man. All he knows are his civic responsibilities and duties. In fact, he eats too much and claims that he doesn't. Catherine, may we have the toddy?
I'm just getting it.
Captain Horster, a rare guest like you. Sit, please.
Well, this house used to be so ugly. Suddenly, it's beautiful. He's a great man, our doctor.
Here you are, gentlemen. Help yourselves.
Help yourselves, fellows. And Elif, fetch me my pipe and the cigars, please. I have a sneaking suspicion that Elif is snitching a cigar now and then, but I don't pay any attention. Honey, you know where I put it? Elif, have you found them? Ah. Help yourselves, gentlemen. I'll stick to the pipe, though. This one's got me through many blizzards up in the north.
When are you sailing, Captain?
Next week?
To America?
Yes, as usual. Oh, So you won't be home for the new election?
Is there going to be another election?
Didn't you know?
Well, I don't really get mixed up in these things.
But you are interested in public affairs, aren't you?
Frankly, I don't know a thing about it.
Neither do I, Captain.
Just the same, you ought to vote, Captain.
Even if I know nothing of the issues?
Society, Captain, is like a ship. Every man should do his part to help navigate the ship.
Well, that may work on shore, but at sea it doesn't work out so well.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Petra.
Great young woman.
And here you are lying around like lizards while I'm out slaving. It's not fair.
I've just slaved across the Atlantic.
I've been slaving at my work all day.
I've been slaving too.
We are all slaves.
You're not, I'm convinced. Oh, Father, I forgot. I have a letter for you. Got it from the mailman with the school this morning.
And you don't give it to me until now?
I didn't have time to run back, Father.
Indeed. Excuse me a moment.
What's so important?
I don't know, but mail is all he's talked about the last few days.
Probably some out-of-town patient.
So, by the way, Petra, have you translated that book for us yet?
Well, I started it, but I've gotten so busy. I'm teaching evening school again.
She never stops going.
That must be why I always think of her as breathless.
You must be a wicked woman, Petra.
Wicked?
You work so much. My teacher says that work is the punishment for our sins.
And you believe that?
Of course he believes his teacher Billy.
Oh, don't stop him.
Don't you like to work, Aleph?
Work? No.
Then what will you ever amount to in this world?
Me? I'm going to be a Viking.
You can't. You'd have to be a heathen.
Then I'll be a heathen. I think it's getting late.
I agree with you, Aleph.
Mr. Billing, you certainly don't.
By God, yes I do. I am a real heathen, and I am proud of it. You see, pretty soon we're all going to be heathens.
And then we can do anything we want.
Right you are, Aleph. And
I think you have homework for tomorrow.
Can I stay here a while?
No. Run along.
You don't think it hurts him to hear such talk, do you, Catherine?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
Oh, you're being silly, Mother. There's so much hypocrisy nowadays. At home we have to keep quiet, and at school we have to teach lies to the children.
Here, here.
Oh, what's so special about the letter?
Important news.
Well, what sort of news, Tom?
What's happened, Doctor?
Please tell us.
The general opinion is that our resort is a sound and healthy spot, right?
Absolutely.
Tom, who's the letter from?
The resort is a sound and healthy spot for sick people and for those who want to stay well.
We all know that, Doctor.
I've even recommended myself. Billing and Hofstadt here have been kind enough to print my opinion.
Yes, the resort is your monument. What are you trying to say?
The miraculous spring that costs so much to build is a cesspool, a disease-ridden supply of bacterial filth.
That's unbelievable.
You know that filth up in Windmill Valley? That stuff that has such a stinking smell? Well, it comes down from the tannery up there, and the whole damn poisonous mess comes out into the blessed, miraculous water that we're supposed to cure people with.
Means the beaches are contaminated as well.
Exactly. At first I thought the tourists brought it with them. Then I started examining the water. I sent samples to the university for an exact chemical analysis. They found infectious organic matter in every sample I sent.
What do you intend to do about it, Doctor?
Well, put the thing right, of course.
But can that be done?
The whole water system has to be changed.
Well, the whole water system.
The old pipes, they have to be ripped out and new ones put in so it catches before it reaches the tannery.
What proves they should have listened to you?
They should have listened to me.
Well, that's right, you did warn them.
Of course I warned them. I told them not to build it there when they started the damn thing. But who am I? A mere scientist? To tell politicians where to build an institute? Well, now they're going to get it. Both barrels.
This is tremendous. Told you he's a great man.
Wait till they see this. Catherine, have this sent over to the mayor's office. What's wrong, dear?
I don't know.
What's Uncle Peter going to say about this?
Well, what can he say?
Doctor, I'm going to write a piece on this for the messenger. The people have a right to know.
Do you think you should?
My God, yes! You'll be the leading man in this town, Doctor. Hofstad, don't you think the town should pay Dr. Stockmann some kind of, tribute?
Yes, a public subscription.
The messenger should sponsor it.
Even if the board of directors wanted to give me a raise, I just wouldn't take it. Wouldn't take it, Catherine.
Well, that's right, Tom.
Skull, Father.
Skull, Doctor!
Tom!
What's up?
This just came from Peter.
I'm returning here within the report you submitted. He's coming around this afternoon.
Tom, can you go out of your way to share the honour with him? Say he put you on the right track.
I don't mind, as long as everybody's happy.
Is it really true?
Good morning, Morton.
Father, come in.
It better be true, or I'm going.
What had better be true?
This crazy story about the water system.
Well, of course it's true.
How did you find out about it?
Petra came flying by on her way to school this morning. I thought she was trying to make a fool out of me.
Why would you want to do a thing like that?
Now, let me get this straight. There's some kind of worms in the water system?
No, not worms.
Little animals, then, eh?
It's bacteria, Father.
Bacteria. And a whole mess of them, I suppose.
Oh, there'd be millions and millions.
And only you can see them, is that it, eh?
No, of course anybody with a microscope would be able to... What are you laughing at?
Father, you don't understand. Nobody can see bacteria. It doesn't mean they don't exist.
Good girl, you stick with him. Now, I never imagined you had it within you to pull your brother's leg this way. Now tell me, do you think he's actually going to fall for it?
Why shouldn't he believe it?
You really think he's that stupid, eh?
Well, the whole town had better believe it.
They probably will. And it'll serve them right, too. Oh, they think they're so much smarter than us old-timers. Your good brother ordered them to kick me off the council. You'll make jackasses out of them all, Stockmann.
You're not making any sense, Morton.
If you can convince the mayor and his fancy friends, I'll give 200 crowns to charity right on the spot. Right now, I will.
Well, that's very generous of you, Father.
Now, I don't have that kind of money to throw around, but if you can pull this trick on your brother, I'll give 50 crowns to some poor people next Christmas. That'll teach them to put some brains back in the town hall.
I have to make a house call.
Don't forget this afternoon. Come on, Father. Let's go have some cake.
Worms.
Doctor, do you have a minute?
Oh, of course, Hofstad.
Have you spoken to the mayor yet?
He's coming around this afternoon.
I've been giving some thought since last night to what you said. And I know that for you, as a medical man, a scientist, this is a rare opportunity. But I wonder if you realize it ties into a lot of other things.
How do you mean?
Well, you said that the pollution in the water comes from impurities in the ground.
No, it comes from the swamp up Windmill Valley.
Doctor, I think it comes from an entirely different swamp. The same swamp that has been polluting our very social structure. Anything of importance in this town has fallen into the hands of a few bureaucrats.
They haven't done that bad of a job.
No? Who built the water system where it is?
Well, they did, but they'll put it right.
You think it'll be that easy?
It has to be done.
Doctor, I've made up my mind. I'm going to give this whole scandal a very special treatment.
What scandal?
Doctor, when I took over the Messenger, I swore I'd blow that self-satisfied, smug bunch of bureaucrats to bits. And this is the story that can do it. I don't have to tell you that I come from a poor family. I know what it takes to overcome that handicap. You need to give people a say in governing a society. That's what brings about ability, intelligence, and self-respect in people. Any newspaper man who turns down a chance to give the underdog a lift is taking on a responsibility that I don't want. I have a conscience.
I agree with you, Hofstad.
Come in.
Exlaxon, are you looking for me?
No, no. Doctor, is it true what I hear from Mr. Billing that you intend to campaign for a better water system?
It's for the resort, but it's not a campaign.
I just wanted to say that we are 100% behind you.
Well, thank you very much.
We can be important, you know, Doctor. When the little businessman wants to push something through, he becomes the majority. And it's always good to have the majority on your side.
Well, that's true, but
obviously we will campaign with moderation. I am a moderate man. In my capacity as chairman of the Property Owners Association and as a representative of the Temperance Society, I have a certain influence in this town. And it would be nothing for me to organise a demonstration.
A demonstration? For what?
The people of the town to compliment you on bringing this important matter to everyone's attention. Obviously, we will proceed with moderation, so as not to upset the authorities.
That would be a real poke in the eye of some people.
No, no, Mr. Hofstad, I don't want any wild-eyed radicalism on this. Just remember, for the solid citizen to express his calm, frank, and free opinion, that's something that no one can deny. Well, good day. Remember, Doctor, you have the little man behind you like a wall. You have the solid majority.
That's well and good, Mr. Exlaxon.
Mr. Hofstad, are you going back to the print shop? You have a newspaper to print.
5 minutes.
Bear in mind what I said, Good day.
Doctor, isn't it time we pump some guts into these well-meaning little men? For all of their liberal talk, they still idolize authority. Let me print your report.
Wait until I talk to my brother first.
Well, I'll write an editorial, in case he doesn't go along with it.
Why shouldn't he?
Believe me, it's entirely possible he won't do a thing.
Once I talk to my brother, you can print my report. Every word.
You mean that?
Here, no harm for you to read it. Don't lose it.
Oh, I won't. You tell me what the doctor has to say. What the mayor has to say.
Don't worry, Hofstad. It'll be a lot simpler than you think. Chat with Hofstad earlier this morning. It turns out my report has more implications than I thought. And I'm not alone.
Well, who's with you apart from a messenger?
The solid majority.
And is that good? It's wonderful, Mother.
Catherine, you can't imagine the feeling of having the whole town feel like a brother to you. That's Peter. Come in.
Good afternoon, Thomas.
Good afternoon.
Catherine.
How are you feeling, Peter?
Petra.
So. I received your thesis about the condition of the resort last night.
I got your note. Did you read it?
I read it.
Well, what did you think?
Come on, Petra.
Thomas, was it really necessary to go into your investigation behind my back?
Until I was convinced. Yes.
And you're convinced now?
Yes.
You intend to present this report to the board of directors, officially, as medical officer of the resort?
Peter, it's got to be put right and quickly.
You always use such strong language, Thomas. Why, amongst other things, in the report you say that we guarantee our visitors a permanent case of poisoning.
Well, we do.
Well, I took a walk over to the city engineer this morning and I jokingly mentioned these proposals as something we might consider in the future. Well, he laughed at my extravagance and then he set me straight with a few facts. I don't suppose you've even considered the cost of this project, have you? No, I thought not. Well, your proposal will cost some 300,000 crowns.
That much?
Don't worry, Thomas. It's only money. No, the worst of it is, the repairs will take some 2 years to complete.
The water system's got to be changed.
And what do you suppose we do about the resort in the meantime? Shut it down, no doubt. Because we have to, you know. As soon as rumour got out that the water was dangerous, we wouldn't have a single visitor left. So there you have it, Thomas. You have it in your power to literally ruin your own town.
I don't want to ruin anything. What do you think we should do?
Thomas, your report. You've not convinced me that conditions are as dangerous as you make them.
Summer's coming, warm weather. There could be an epidemic.
The existing water supply is a fact, Thomas, and should be treated as such. Now, if you act reasonably and with discretion, the board will certainly be inclined to take under consideration any means to reasonably and without financial sacrifice make possible improvements.
You want me to keep quiet?
It's not what I said.
You don't want me to say anything to the public? We may be talking about typhoid.
As I said, I'm not convinced there's any actual danger.
My report is based on fact. You in the administration insisted on building the water supply where it is to save money. You made a mistake, damn it. And now you're afraid to admit it. Don't you think I can't see through it all?
All right. Let us suppose there's some truth in what you say. I do care a little about my reputation. But it's for the good of the town. Without moral authority, there can be no government. And that is why it is my duty to prevent your report from reaching the board. Now, sometime later, I shall bring it up for consideration. But in the meantime, not a word is to reach the public.
How can you stop it?
It will be prevented.
Too many people know about it already.
Who? Not those fools from the Daily Messenger?
Among others!
Oh, you are an unbelievably irresponsible man, Thomas! Can't you think of the consequences this will have for you?
For me?
Yes, for you and your family.
What the hell are you trying to say now?
Thomas, I believe I've earned the right to be considered a good brother.
You have been, and I thank you for it.
And I had hoped that by giving you this position, by improving your finances, I could stop you from running completely hog wild. What do you imagine people think of an elected official whose closest relatives get into trouble time and time again? No. Whenever an idea breaks into your head, no matter how idiotic, you get up like a sleepwalker and you write a pamphlet about it.
New ideas are important.
The public doesn't need new ideas. The public's quite all right with the old ones. Now listen here. I'm going to lay this on the line for you. You're always barking on about authority. When a man gives you an order, he's persecuting you. Nothing's too important to respect once you decide to revolt against your superiors. Very well then, I give up. I'm not going to try and change you anymore. You know what's at stake here. So now I'm going to give you an order, and you better obey if you value your career.
What kind of order?
Deny these rumours officially. Simply say that upon further investigation of the water you overestimated the danger, and that you have every confidence that whatever repairs need to be made, the management will certainly take care of them.
My convictions will change when the water changes, and for no other reason.
What are you talking about? Convictions! As an employee of this institute, you have no right to talk about convictions or personal opinions connected to policy!
I have the right to say what I want when I want!
Not about the institute! That I forbid! And when I give you orders, you obey!
Father, you're not going to stand for this.
Oh, Petra!
So you've been eavesdropping, have you?
Well, you were talking so loudly,
Yes,
we can...
I was eavesdropping.
If he wants to make war on Kirsten Resort, then he has no right to be on the board. Catherine, you're the only sane person in this house. Can't you knock some sense into him? Make him see what he's driving his family into?
My family concerns nobody but myself.
His family and his own town.
I love this town!
You love this town? You? When you spitefully, arrogantly, stubbornly try to destroy our most important industry?
The water's poison, Peter. We're getting fat peddling filth and corruption to innocent people.
A man who can make those kinds of insinuations is nothing but a traitor.
How dare you!
A traitor to me and to this town.
How dare you speak to him like that?
You've been warned. Consider what you owe yourself and your family.
Tom, listen to me. You can't fight it out in public with your brother, and you mustn't. It won't do you any earthly good. He's got all the power on his side. All you do is lose your job. What about us? The people you're supposed to provide for.
Don't always think about us first, Mother.
Oh, you can talk. You'll be all right. What about Aleph, Tom? And you and me? If you carry on this way, we'll have no money left. Don't you remember what it was like up north? Haven't we had enough of that for one lifetime? Think about us,